Nearly a year after ordering an invasion that has triggered the biggest confrontation with the West in 6 decades, Russian President Vladimir Putin says the Kremlin is confident in its strength and will respond to any challenge placed before it. Russia's political and military elite gave Putin several standing ovations during his 1 hour and 45-minute speech, where the president made several astonishing claims that many are calling delusional.
During
his annual address to the nation, days before the first anniversary of his invasion of Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the suspension of Russia's last major nuclear disarmament treaty with the United States, the New START Treaty.
Прозвучало заявление Североатлантического альянса.
In this regard, I am forced to announce today that Russia is suspending its participation in the Strategic Offensive Arms Treaty, he said towards the end of his speech. The New START Treaty caps the number of strategic nuclear warheads that the United States and Russia can deploy, and the deployment of land and submarine-based missiles and bombers to deliver them. Russia has the largest stockpile of nuclear weapons in the world, with close to 6,000 warheads, according to experts. Together, Russia and the United States hold around 90% of the world's nuclear warheads, enough to destroy the planet many times over. Putin's pause on this treaty is concerning to NATO.
More nuclear weapons and less arms control makes the world more dangerous. And that's the reason why in NATO we have worked so hard to engage Russia on issues related to arms control, and why NATO allies have supported the New START. And also why I'm calling on Russia today to reconsider its decision to suspend its participation in the New START agreement. We have to remember that this is one of the last major arms control agreements we have.
The Russian president spent a big portion of his speech taking shots at the West. He accused the West of trying to corrupt the younger generation.
Посмотрите, что они делают со своими собственными народами. Разрушение семьи, культурной и национальной идентичности, извращение, издевательство над детьми вплоть до...
Look at what they do with their own people. The destruction of the notion of family, cultural and national identity. Perversion, abuse of children, even pedophilia are declared the norm of their way of life, Putin said. He said the West was supporting traitors who opposed Russia's actions and thanked Russians for their courage and resolution in supporting what Moscow calls a special military operation in Ukraine. Putin making it sound like his war was against the entire Western world and not just Ukraine. His speech taking place as 6 civilians were killed and 12 wounded in a Russian shelling of a market and public transport stop in the southern Ukrainian city of Kherson today. Ukraine recaptured Kherson in November after nearly 8 months of occupation by Russian forces, who seized it soon after invading the country a year ago. After U.S. President Joe Biden's surprise visit to Kiev yesterday, he travels to Poland as planned, delivering a speech there too.
So tonight, I speak once more to the people of Russia. The United States and the nations of Europe do not seek to control or destroy Russia. The West was not plotting to attack Russia, as Putin said today. And millions of Russian citizens who only want to live in peace with their neighbors are not the enemy. This war is never a necessity. It's a tragedy.
Biden pledged continued U.S. and NATO support for Ukraine today and mentioned Putin by name multiple times in his remarks.
1 year into this war, Putin no longer doubts the strength of our coalition.
Biden delivering a rallying cry against Putin.